price too high. I'm ready for a fight, never flight, but I wanna have fun all night. I could've took his girl if I wanted, but I ain't into throwing dirty laundry in the public. I can always make something out of nothing, cause I know how it was when it wasn't. Falling ships and murder that she wrote. Combination, always drink and smoke. Apathy could help the way I roll, cause I'm selective on how much I show. Time will tell, don't show me what I know. Know your worth to only go for broke. You look good but act just like a hoe. You look good but I really want nothing but a good time. I ain't here for the fuck shit, paying no mind. If you're trying to show me slapsticks, bring it on by. I really want nothing but a good time. I really can't stress this enough. I always gotta keep it at a buck. I rather have money than lust, but I'ma look twice if she got a big butt. I have a hard time with trust. Hard time love is a new fine drug. It's okay, I'ma fill my cup. It's okay, I'ma still turn up. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. I love the dancing, I love the night. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. I love the dancing. I really want nothing but a good time. I ain't here for the fuck shit, paying no mind. If you're trying to show me slapsticks, bring it on by. I really want nothing but a good time. Why don't you just pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. I love the dancing, I love the night. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. You love the dancing, you love the fight. Pull up, girl, to Barry Wine. I love the dancing, I love the night. I've been searching, I've been searching. I quit searching, I quit searching for you, I quit searching for you.
This is what I want. And if it ain't that, I don't want nothing. Don't try to fix yourself now. It's all live and everything, man. What's good, y'all? How's everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of Vibing with the Truth. I have a very, very special guest, and especially to me. Now, I know this gentleman is younger than me, but I look up to him. Wow. And that's real. So I want to introduce Mr. Eugene T. Barnes. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Truth? Everybody, how y'all doing? Thanks for having me, sir.
I mean, I appreciate you coming through, man. I really do. And the reason why I say what I say, we'll get into it during the course of the day, show, to let people understand why I say what I said. And like this gentleman's hustle is a rare breed. Man. The way he goes about doing things, and there's a lot of people that just ain't built for it. And that's just on the real. But he does it. He does it with grace, and he's been doing it for a while now. So, hopefully he'll be able to, give us some information on how we could do it. Do that. But how's your day, man? How's everything?
Good, man. Good. So, talking earlier, been running around today with the fam. I explained this hoodie and all that, and the sweatpants.
Well, I mean, you was talking to me. Now you talking to them. Explain to them what's going on.
Saturday morning,
baby girl was where?
Because I usually have some buttons on my shirt or something. That's just a part of my brand and all that.
Right,
but I had to run around and pull it together. So yeah, my oldest daughter, 8 years old, had an audition today. So yeah, she auditioned for McDonald's Gospel Fest.
Nice.
Yeah, mother encouraged.
That's how rich people do, y'all.
Yeah, listen, we got to run around, do what we got to do. So yeah, so she had that this morning. That was in Patterson.
Oh, the pizza. Okay.
Yeah, that was in Patterson.
Was it at the mall or where was it?
At a McDonald's. So
wow, at the McDonald's.
Yeah. That's how they run.
Well, you know what? The Broadway is one of the most one of the most. It's the one that was on the left hand side, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's one of the most popular. And the guy, your owner, does do a lot for that community.
Okay.
I will say that.
Yeah. So we got to meet her and everything.
So what was that like? It
was dope. She did the thing. We got there pretty early, so she was one of she was in the first 5 performances. So she got up, did a thing. They said her name, and she took over and did it. Yeah, something what our God is an awesome God.
Okay.
We got a little went on YouTube and found it was like a hip hop DJ remix to
right.
it. So she did it like that.
Okay.
And
church folks coming at you. I remember Mary did something, but they went at them people hard.
They still look. They getting better, little by little. They getting better. So she did that, did the thing, and then shut it down, had them clapping and stuff. So then we went out to Bayonne, and good friend of ours' birthday. Actually, my oldest daughter, her godmother, some good friends of me and her mother. Yeah. So it was her birthday. Went out, drop off a gift, say what's up, and then here. So they dropped me off here. So my plan was to have time to, go home, get ready for this train. But,
right.
You know how it is. Had to just come out here.
Sometimes you got to have, extra clothes and stuff in the trunk.
I do, yes. I'm not, even with the kids, we never been, we just move. And, we never was those parents, pack your baggie, pack your snacks. And,
right.
Nah, we coming. If
just
you get hungry,
right?
we'll grab
5 minutes
stuff.
at the door.
That's it. We got to go. Come on, let's go.
Text alerts.
Listen. That's it. So, yeah, man. That's how we
let us know, where you were born, where you're from.
Oh, man. Deep. The roots.
Yeah.
So, I was born in a little place down south. I like to call it down south. We're going to talk about that, too. Because Lakeland, Florida is where I was born and raised all my life. All my family's still there.
Right.
So, yeah, born and raised there. And then that's Central Florida. I'm right in between Tampa and Orlando. I have to explain to people where it's at.
There's no state tax in Florida.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay, rich motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, look, they rich. I just got the benefits of it growing up. But yeah, man, born and raised down there. Moved up here for school. Moved to New York originally, and then between New York and New Jersey, I've been up here for 15 years now.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a minute. Right. So I'm here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, common law.
Yeah, right. This is
now.
I know more about. I live my adult life here. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Florida's just I don't even. My family's there. That's
right.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So did that. I went to school in New York. Went to an acting conservatory. New York Film of Dramatic Arts, New York Academy of Dramatic Arts, something like that. Conservatory.
Right.
New York Conservatory of Dramatic Arts. Went there. 2-year program. That's where I met my wife. She's from Baltimore, Maryland, and we hooked up. We just been here ever since. That's it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you went for performance, and acting,
Broadway
stage.
Yep.
Singing also. I know your wife can sing, but I don't know if you can.
Not singing. I did not study singing. I've never been a singer. Singing's always scared me. Even in school, though, it was a part of the curriculum a little bit.
Right.
And we had to do it. Nothing scared me more than to I never knew. I don't know what it is, but nothing scared me more than singing. But now, recently, I'm getting into it. Default, my wife's a singer. You know what I mean? So I'm around music. I'm around the band, live instruments all the time. So only. I guess a matter of time before I start to play around. She's pushing me, encouraging me. It's still something, though, that I just... You know what it is? I really respect that craft. And I feel like a lot of people out here calling themselves singers, even rappers, with music and stuff like that, and they just don't got it. And with my wife being who she is, and as talented as she is, my standards for that
very high.
Here, true. Here. And people come in under here and be like, I'm a singer. And be like, no, you're not. You're not.
Right, you've experienced it.
Right, you might enjoy doing it.
Right.
And you can do it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
People have a hard problem understanding.
Yeah, everybody's not.
What you enjoy doing and what you are capable of doing.
And then, you saw the video of my wife doing the national anthem at the Prudential Center in Newark. And then I was there the other night emceeing the game, and the person they had singing this anthem was trash. Hard, universally bad.
Male or female?
female,
Okay.
a Spanish female. You could tell she went out, bought an outfit for this, everything. She had like her American flag dress. She was ready for it. Had all the hype and all the hoopla. The voice just wasn't there. And when I tell you the arena felt 15,000 people. They felt it. Like the security was trying to hold back laughs. Like it was like that. And she was acting like she was killing it. Ooh, like you're just doing too much. So I just have she shouldn't call herself a singer. Like she shouldn't have came out for that, in my opinion. And
Right.
It's like I just won't put myself out there like that if I'm not, you know what I mean?
Well, like you said, if you're not built for it, you don't have the skills for it. I always say there are different type of singers, and I've always respected the Beyoncés who can, Whitney Houston's I say, who can hit a lot of different notes, and a lot of different octaves. And then there's your Janet Jackson, who can hold a note, but like she knows
Janet,
right.
J-Lo, they can
Right.
hold a good.
But
Yeah.
we're not gonna disrespect music
By
and say
putting it in.
J-Lo, right?
Ah, my
Because
bad.
you really look for her ass. Other than that, it's like speaking.
She getting better though.
No, the fuck she
No,
not.
she not. You don't think so?
That's why, like, if it wasn't for the gym, you'd be like, get this bitch off stage. You know what I mean? But like Janet, she does it so beautifully. Like I remember her singing "Anytime, Any Place" live, and you think like she's one of the greatest singers of all, but her range isn't that.
Isn't crazy.
Isn't
She
crazy.
know her lane.
She knows her
stays
lane,
right there.
right.
She does that well.
She
I get
does
you.
it
I get you.
masterfully.
I get you. And
Yeah.
she stay right there.
And she stays
And
right
it works.
there.
Yeah.
It works for her.
Yeah.
So if you can't find a lane, I think what probably happened with that young lady, she probably was attractive. You know what I mean? She did it. She did
had the look and all, yeah,
She
yeah.
did a stage, or she owed somebody owe her something.
Right.
You know what I
Come
mean?
get
She
this.
goggled
Or
or
wanted
something.
something from her.
No, they already got it.
Yeah, they got it. That's what it was.
But you ain't
Yeah.
getting out here. I got it, and then you get
Got you. You're right. The hierarchy of power, right?
It
You're right.
happens
You're right.
first, and then you get it, and then you get laughed off. You know, we ain't got to worry about you no
Like
more.
literally, people was like, like it was like bad.
As soon as you said that, I was like, she has to be attractive.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was.
She has to be attractive.
Yeah.
So, because I was playing a song like we were here, and I was listening to you. I was like, oh shit, he can sing. So I was like, okay, and I see how your wife, trying to steer in
He
it.
tried to.
But I guess once you get yourself comfortable and truly ready,
And that's what it is. Yeah.
that'll be something that you would be comfortable with.
And I'm learning myself because like I said, I've been doing it. Like we're developing a show now, but we're crossing comedy and music, and I'm singing more. And I think I have to learn stage control when it comes to singing.
Right.
Comedy's different. Comedy, my thing is I'm all about the energy. I'm hype. You see me, you know what I mean? I'm live on people's face, and I'm yelling. I'm in there. Voice control. It's like what I try to have that hype energy while trying to hold a note, and I'm just not. I got to learn to pull it back so I could you know what I mean? I think I could carry a tune. I think I got I think I got something there. Music's something I would definitely in the future, not pursue seriously, but I admire people that
I think your
can't
wife
sing
has
and
other
make good
plans, but
music.
go ahead.
She might. I admire people that can't sing and make good music, and they do. You know what I mean? There's a whole culture now of people. You could hold a tune, like you say, even like J-Lo. You can't J-Lo, but J-Lo got hits. J-Lo got hits. Truth.
No, she does.
Yes,
she does.
She got hits
I
now.
say she does have hits, and one of her biggest hits, Ashanti wrote, which is why Ashanti really doesn't have to do anything ever again.
Okay,
because she's still getting the.
Ashanti's another one. Ashanti's.
No, that's worse. Like you're looking at the fucking thighs. You're like, this bitch can sing.
Stop.
You're like, damn, she can sing. And you just watch
Ashanti
the thighs, whatever. She can hold a note.
She can hold a note. I ain't saying
but
she's a singer.
I think her problem is she tried to go beyond her range certain times.
She did try to. It was times where they tried to sit Ashanti on a stool at a certain award shows and have her belt out
it's not her.
That's not what she wanted to do.
I would say another one who's masterful at it, Sierra.
Sierra.
Sierra's one of those.
Yep.
She's someone you would go out to see live. That's the kind of performer she is.
Because you're going to get the show.
You're going to get the show. She loves to dance and the moves and choreography.
Yeah.
She puts on a great show.
Right.
So that's what you want to go see.
Yeah.
And then she is attractive, but you're not sitting here like, yo, she blew Whitney fucking Houston,
of course not.
Beyonce. No, but that's a young lady that knows her lane.
Yeah.
She knows what she's good at. and she's mastered it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is it's a
and
great thing.
I feel like that's the lane. As far as music, that's where I would fall into, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I would never want to be like a Whitney or you know what I mean.
No, I feel you.
Yeah. But like to play around with it, get some catchy beats, and like you know what I mean. Another person I really admire is Drake. I think Drake does well. I think Drake does well though with his voice, because people when he came out, people calling Drake a singer, and I hadn't heard him, and I went and listened. I'm like, this dude's not a singer.
At all.
He got some melody, whatever. He's not a singer,
right?
You know, but I think with what he knows his lane, and I think he does it well. So.
I think Drake is he's very wise with the way he goes and do certain things, because he always makes sure he stays out there in the circle and with. Making sure that the people that he's doing songs with is hype right now.
People, right.
You know what I mean? And they're hitting. So if you see any hot artist, Drake is trying to do a song with. So he's always trying to stay in the fold. This is genius way of it.
Yeah.
So that way no one ever forgets his name.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing, I think, Mr. Commander or whatever, the comedian, he made fun of Drake when he was in the hood trying to do a video, and he was uncomfortable as hell, and that shit had me dying. But you could tell he was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you know you're going to a place, and Marcy's not, I mean, I don't care how white women kind of really took over Brooklyn to a certain, Marcy's not one of those places.
They're not,
Right. So it's still Marcy's projects.
Right.
So I would have called Jay-Z or somebody that I know Memphis Bleak solidified in that area. All right, this is what I'm about to do. Here's a couple. Just make sure we good.
Yeah.
Like, pay the road properly.
For sure, right.
The way
right,
it should
right,
be.
Right,
you don't have to worry about being uncomfortable shit like that.
Don't just go out there.
Right. It was crazy.
Bottom line, though, Drake, though, with the whole gangster stuff, you a light-skinned dude from Canada. Bottom line.
It is just crazy.
Don't go to Brooklyn by yourself.
It's not that, because I remember somebody put a photo of oh gosh, I forgot his first, but Barnes, the basketball player from the NBA.
Okay.
He a light skinned dude.
Okay.
But everybody know that motherfucker don't play.
Yeah.
Like, this is a dude who drove 100 miles to confront his baby mother's boyfriend.
Okay.
So
yeah.
He's always been the thuggest
Crazy,
light skinned nigga in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just put it the fact that he's light skinned.
Not light skinned,
but he's not
from
built
Canada.
for that life.
Your mother's white. Like the whole that it's a different type of like.
Niggas don't get it popping in Canada.
Listen,
like, okay.
I just don't. I never been. I could be wrong.
Right.
But when you think Canada, I don't think gangster. I think
fine ass women. Boy, all the time. My mom used to hold trips to Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Every year back in the days, and every time we would go, because we would go there, we would stay in the hotel that night, and that morning we would take our little tour or whatever. Then we get back on the boat.
Okay.
But every time, like, oh man, I would run into, oh my gosh, they got some great women out there. But that's cool. So how did you go from performing stage into comedy? How did that transition happen?
All right. So I was even in school, like acting school, I was always cast in like comedic roles, like always.
So that's what you were choosing, or that's what they chose for you?
Yeah, that's what they was choosing for me. That's what they would put me in. That's what I was. And I always, and I always was funny. Like I always was just, you know what I mean? Never the athletic dude in high school and stuff like that. I hung out with like, the basketball players, but I was on the sidelines cracking jokes, making people miss shots, and you know what I mean? Like that was always just my lane. And then I guess and I had in my mind, like, in school, all right, I'm gonna be a leading man. Like that's my, you know what I mean? That's my thing, dramatic. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And I went for that stuff. And I would always just get casted as like the funny dude, and I fell into improv through school. They had like electives, and they kind of placed you in the electives, and I got put in the improv, and I always was pretty good at improv, loved it. And then I always wanted to do stand up, like always for years. I wanted to do it, but I was scared. Like it's nothing. I've done improv. It's nothing like it. Like you just know other people on stage. There's nothing to fall back on. You know immediately if it's going well or not. And you know what I mean? It's just you and a mic.
Right.
So it scared me for years. So for years I just carried around a notebook and I wrote. and I just kept it and I wrote. And then finally, once I got the guts to get up and do it, it was me and my wife. She thinks she was my girlfriend at the time when she went to my very first open mic, and I went up, did it. I crushed at this open mic, like did really well. I'm like, all right, I could do this, and it bit me, right? But then I went back out for the next like month, maybe 2, bombed. Like after that first good experience, I think I got cocky and I just bombed. And then I started to find it, like okay, I could do this. You know, I'm doing a little something. And then that was 8 years ago that I've been doing comedy, and then I've been doing it full time the past like 3 years. So just comedy. So that's how I kind of got into it. Just was always interested in it. It was always around. Always something I saw myself doing. You know, I would look at people like Eddie Murphy and, you know, people like that, and was like, man, I want to do that. The same thing that scared me about it was what I loved about it. That the fact that it's just you, it was just them. It was just such a badass energy to it. I can't say nothing like that.
No,
you know what I mean? Just you the man for that hour.
One man game.
You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, everybody focused on you. It's just you and this mic, and that was it. And then like that's what made me want to get into it. And then the first time I did it, it bit me, and I had it, and then that was it. And then still to this day, like it's times before I go on before a show, and I'm like, why do I do this? Because sometimes you get nervous before you thinking every time you think of it going left.
Right.
It's not a time I get on stage where I don't think that this could possibly go bad. And it can. You'll hear greats tell you that. Like, don't ever get to feeling yourself, famous or not. It can always go left, and you should always, you know, leave room for that. And so I do, and there's times where I think, like, dang, should I even be doing this? And then I get on, and it's good, and I'm in love with it all over again. So
okay. That's great. So you said your story's right. So do you remember the first joke you ever wrote?
The first joke I ever wrote?
Right.
I don't know if I remember the first joke I ever wrote. One of the first jokes I told at that first open mic, I don't know if it was the first one I wrote, but it was a joke about Jesus being a gangster. and I compared him to like 50 Cent and Tupac. And like, you know how 50 they have been shot multiple times, like they handle that. But if somebody hung them on a cross,
that's fucked
and
up.
I did, you know what I mean? Like, could and that was one of my first jokes. True.
Yeah.
That's how you like. People was up there talking about, you know, people tell like sex jokes their first time. That's pretty much like it. That's the thing, you know what I mean? And you know, I was young too, nothing to really talk about. But that was one of the notes that I got when I got down from one of the seasoned comedians. So like, if you starting off talking about stuff like that was one of your first jokes.
Right.
You're gonna be all right. Like
right.
You just keep going. You know
to
what I mean?
Press the envelope.
You know what I mean. You gonna be all right. And then I work clean on stage, so you know no cursing or whatever. But you know I say what I want. Like I talk about what I want. It's nothing I won't talk about.
Right.
I believe it's just how you say it. You know what I mean? So
now is that purposely with avoiding profanity? Or is it like, because everyone has their own lane.
Right.
You know, Rich Pryor, Eddie, they are who they are, but they have a lot of people out here who just, they don't.
Yeah.
So that's a natural thing, or did you purposely steer that way?
I think it was natural for me, because that's me in life. Like, I don't know, you've been around me. I don't really, like, I don't curse. Like, I just don't, you know, it's just something I just don't do.
Right, it's not your character.
And so it just translated, you know what I mean? And then I have comics asking me that, like, how you work so clean? Because I'll go to these shows with people's X-rated stuff, you know what I mean? I can fit in with the best of them. And then my thing, I want you to see me, and then I want it to be an afterthought. Like, oh, he didn't curse, did he? He didn't even really, you know what I mean? So you don't even know. Because people say they want X-rated or R-rated, you don't. You want to laugh.
Yeah.
You don't, it don't matter you want to laugh. And I could do that. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of me on stage. Like I said, I had comics approach me. How do I do it? I'm not doing anything. Like when I do it, that's just what it is.
It's just your
norm.
norm.
I mean? Right.
Yeah.
That's my norm.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I can go into clubs. I can go to churches. I've done it, you know, done it all. I've done seniors. I do kids shows. So, yeah, man, that's just always.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing, I guess I would say, now that I'm thinking about it, as far as having the clean routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about what jokes you can and can't say.
Yeah.
You know, anything is like, okay, well, I know this one might go over someone's head, right. I'll stick to this and I'll stick to that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. So, now, performing.
Mm-hmm.
Creating your own company, your own platform.
Mm-hmm.
So How did you take this and turn it into a business?
All right. I think there was definitely stages to it. First of all, how I fell into the stand-up full time when I made that decision, it was because I had been doing it a few years, and I ended up getting laid off of a day job. So I managed a Starbucks for like 8 years in the city, like middle of Manhattan. I was right in between Times Square and Herald Square, 34th Street. So busy, like get it from both sides. Hated that job. Kept it for 8 years. You know, had the kids and stuff by then. I just hated the job. And I ended up leaving there, and I went to manage a clothing company, Quicksilver. I don't know if you heard, it was like a surfing brand or whatever. Managed them. Less than a year there, the company goes under. They went bankrupt, belly up. And so I got laid off from there. And it's like, all right, man, I can keep going this route where I've been miserable, apply for more jobs, or I could really, like, give this a shot. And then up until that point, I had to ask myself, I was like, honestly, I could say without any doubt that I've given like 110% of myself to Starbucks and to Quicksilver, these jobs I don't even like. But how much have you given to what you say you love to do? What's your dream? You know what I mean? And honestly, true, like at max, it was like 70%. And not consistently, here and there, like going hard.
This is something you love.
Love, you know what I mean?
Compared to something you like.
Yeah, right.
Did the alarm just go off?
You know?
Damn.
Gotta make myself get up. You know, but then I'm growing in it. I was getting promotions, and I was growing because I was where I was putting my time. And it was real clear to me, like, all right, if you want this over here to grow, you gotta go for it. You gotta put that time in. And I think we had my oldest daughter, and my youngest was on the way. And I went to my pregnant wife and was like, babe, I think we need to try to do this full time. And, you know, after some hesitation, she agreed. And then we did it. And then when I jumped off, I was not where you would think somebody should be in their career to be like, okay, now I'm gonna go at it full time. No agent, no manager, it wasn't even really like working regularly with it. You know what I mean? It was still like a hobby at that point, doing it here and there. You know what I mean? But then what happened was we decided to do it. We had, I think it was before that, a little bit before that, we produced our first show. We produced a comedy show, and we did that because I got the clubs, which is a system I want to change. The clubs are set up against comedians. Like, we're the last ones thought about when it comes to that whole thing. Like, everybody gets paid, and we get what's left.
Agreed.
And so after, like, doing that a few times, and then, you do what's called, like, bringer shows, where you basically, the club books you brand new comic. They don't care if you're funny or not. They never heard you. You could be your very first time. You can get on at, like, Caroline's on Broadway. Which is one of the biggest club in the city, pretty much Gotham. You can get on these huge clubs just by how many people you can bring in.
That is true.
You know what I mean? So they'll they'll put a requirement on it. You bring 10 people, we'll give you 5 minutes. And I'm looking at that situation. Yeah, it's good. You get the tapes or whatever. You can say I've been at this venue. But end of the day, I get to do 5 minutes of material. I'm leaving with just saying that I did 5 minutes of material. You got my people, you got their door minimum, charge, you got the 2-drink minimum. I brought 10 people to your venue. I could rent out a venue, bring 10 people, not charge them the 2-drink minimum, just get the 10 or 15 they pay at the door, take that, and I could do a half hour. Like, by myself. I realized that quick. That became my lane. Like, all right, forget y'all. I'm not doing this. Y'all screwing me over. I'm not doing this no more. So we went and did that, produced our first show, sold that out. That went well.
Where was it at?
Okay, story. It was supposed to be, I don't even think that place is here anymore. It was like a music school that had like a theater in it, and we rented from them, and we show up the day of our show, the doors locked, lights is off.
Oh, wow.
We calling people, can't get nobody, finally get through to somebody. They forgot we booked the space. Nobody's available, doors locked. We got people on the sidewalk showing up. So my wife, I was ready to shut it down. My wife is a hustler. Bernadette Barnes, shouts out. She was like, nah, we got to do this. So we just start going to bars, like in the area, just like, hey, we got these amount of people. Can we use that? We found a place on 23rd Street on like 6th Ave. They had an upstairs that they weren't using. They let us use it. So we like put the show on there. And like it was mostly a success. I booked a few.
Comparing to What's Good Butterfly, tuning in.
Yeah.
She said Jay-Z can't even go back there. He can. He just gotta pay the right people. the fact that you had something
Mm-hmm.
and you were able to take the crowd with you.
Yeah.
Because you know how most people, what?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no, we out of
I'm
here.
out. Yeah.
What kind of stuff
Yeah.
is this?
I'm
And
out.
the fact that you still had the crowd to go with
They
you.
waited with us,
Yeah.
man. Waited outside on the sidewalk till we told them we had a place, and we took them like right around the block. Took them there, did the show. I learned a lot that night. What I tried to do was host the show and headline the show.
Big
It
difference.
was horrible.
Yeah.
I tried to do both. It was horrible. The hosting went well. Show was going great. Booked like 3 comedians. They did, which all have gone on to like be on TV now. So like,
nice.
you know, we found talent. So listen. So yeah, booked 3 comedians. They did their thing. I'm hosting, and then I introduced myself as the head. It was such a big. It was horrible, true. And my set bomb. I was doing well the whole night. But it was just weird. Like, what are you doing? Like, you brought yourself up. So I learned that night. But that's kind of how, back to your original question, how it started as a business. That was how. And I think I went through stages with it because when I first, I got laid off. I got one kid, a baby on the way. We said we're not going back to work. I ain't got nothing coming in. What we going to do? So the first way I started to really make money, we produced shows. And then what I found was just gigs. Like people would pay me to do this, to host things. I found a couple websites that you could, post on, make a profile, and people were looking for comedians for hire or like hosts and MCs for different things. And I started doing that, and that was picking up. And then like that was probably been on those sites for like 2 or 3 years, maybe 4. And then like now I started doing that, and like now I am on both those sites. I use Gig Salad and Gig Masters. People go like for talent for hire. I'm number 1 on like both those sites in New Jersey.
Nice.
I'm number 1 comedian for hire in New Jersey. So yeah, people just started like sending that to me. They would just like, guess be searching up my name, whatever, and they found it. And I've had people like send it over. I'm like, wow, that's dope. And then so now I'm like, but what I realized that I did with that, which is now I'm like breaking out of and trying to shift gears, I kind of just took that and replaced my 9 to 5 with it. Because I'm still working, but like ultimately what I want is, I want to be discovered. I want to be seen. I want like,
Right.
the big time. You know what I mean?
Right.
This circuit is not it's paying the bills, but it's still basically, it's better than, Starbucks, but it's still just, it's work. Nobody's gonna, there's chances, but.
Well, that's the thing. With the fact that you bet on yourselves,
Mm-hmm, yeah,
and the fact that you have a wife.
Yeah.
Like I said, 1 kid at the time, another one on the way,
Yep.
and the fact because it's hard to get women to agree what you want to do anyway. But the fact that you was able to get your wife to say, you know what, let's do this.
Let's do it. Yep.
Let's try it.
Yep.
And you guys ain't living in a cardboard box. You guys have a place over your head. Yeah, good. So I'm saying the fact that y'all producing stuff, your gigs. Miss Barnes has a band. She has gigs.
Touring. Yeah.
The fact that y'all accumulate enough to where y'all can live.
We good. That's
where you got some people who who have all these extra things and can't do it. So what do you think that separates you two guys from everyone else, and why does it work for you guys?
Yeah, I definitely believe I thank God, and I've had this conversation just with God. Like my family is built for it.
Right.
Like we really are. Like, because I look at people and how they can't do it, and my family's built for it. Like even my wife, we met in acting school. That's huge right there. Like to have somebody that understands it, whatever, as a performer.
Like she saw you, your skills, your level, your capabilities.
So and she got behind it, backed me, I backed her, and this is what it was. So we kind of knew that from jump that this is what it's gonna be. And I always had the mindset of if I end up regular, like a 9 to 5, paying a mortgage, going to work, then I failed.
Okay.
Because that was always my point of view from being in school, from acting school. Then
right.
It's like I gotta, if I don't make it to,
well, you have goals.
I got goals. Yeah,
for you, in order to be successful, in your mind, these are the levels or plateaus I need to hit.
So it's our definition of success that I think is what drives the both of us. Is like I feel like if we ever ended up just like I said, just paying the mortgage, do the rat race, we would feel like we failed or we settled. You know what I mean? And then we just won't settle. And then even when the first kid came, we weren't ready. Like, and then we were thinking like it was like that was pretty much. I think I was 24 around then when we had the first one, so probably like 23 when we found out she was pregnant, and like, you know, we weren't ready. We weren't really even doing much before the kids. The kids brought the hustle. Like it was like, all right,
Miles gotta get fed.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's like, we're gonna do this. We got to do it now. So you know, that's it. And so like we were like considering what to do. People telling us you probably gonna have to move back home. You can't stay in New York. You know what I mean? Y'all from here. Y'all got no family here. Expensive. Yeah. How you gonna do this? And then we just was like, we won't do it. We're not ready. We're not ready to like leave and pack it up. So we just we had a 1-bedroom apartment over in Jersey City at the time, and we just stayed, man. Just hoped and believed, and then we.
Well, wasn't that I always tell people, you know, I was raised in the church, uncle, grandfather, pastors. I tell people believe what you believe in, and I don't hold nothing against no one.
Yeah.
But you got to take the steps yourself. Unfortunately, you do have some people that believe success is just gonna knock on their door. And the fact that you guys went out there and made it happen.
Yeah.
You know, child on the way, child here, second child on the way, second child here, and you guys are still doing it. So could you help everyone out there what to look for and what not to look for? Like, you're on both sides, and I know you get caught a lot of time. How do you know when to tell someone no?
Oh man,
that's I think is the most important thing. Yeah. How can you be like, yeah, no, I'm good on that?
Yeah, honestly, truth, I think I'm just getting to that point, because at first it was survival mode. I was taking everything. It was like, and then when I knew that it was time to start saying no, it was working with this one particular site, Gig Salad, had all like 5 and 4 star reviews, doing good, whatever, and then it was there was one lady that reached out to me. It was an acting job. She wanted me to just kind of read some stuff, like a voiceover kind of, in like a live play, but it was only my voice that was needed. And so I gave, she needed me for like 3 hours. I quoted her something that was like, I think like $500 is what for 3 hours of work, plus to be there an hour early, you know what I mean? And then it was like, it was a script. I would have to that time learning it and all of that, memorizing. So that's out of my budget, is what she set me back with. I'm just like, in my mind, I'm still just like, get the gig. So I'm like, okay, well, what's your budget? True, $75 is what she said to me. $75. I see you looking around. Now, I should have said, nah, I'm good. Never mind. I took the $75. And then it was God orchestrating things, because that was the first and only gig to date that I've ever been late for. First and last one I was ever late for. So I had a nephew was staying with me at the time. He had just moved to New York. He was staying with me and my wife till he got on his feet. And we had 2 sets of keys, my wife's keys and my keys. Only one of us had a car key at that time. He was leaving to go to work. He was supposed to take her keys. He took mine. I didn't have my car key. So I get to the car, no car key. He's up the block already, like, away. So I'm like, I got to catch him, whatever. So we finally hook up, cross, give keys, whatever. By the time I get there, I was supposed to be there early for like a little rehearsal and stuff. I'm late. And then I get there. I do the show. It goes... alright, with given the circumstances, you know what I mean? And then so after, what really made me mad about the situation, the lady smiled in my face. You know, I apologize for being late, She's like, yeah, okay, you know, you did a great job though, you know, when you got here. We'll try it again, you know, understand, This lady leaves me such a bad review. Wow. 1 star. After smiling in my face. If you're gonna do it, just tell me you're gonna do it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I gotta take that.
I was
black, late. She was a white lady, actually. She was a white lady. It was 2 white ladies I was doing it for, yep. And she definitely left me a 1-star review after saying, you know, we'll try it again and all that. I'm like, all right, dang. And then I got down about it, but then I'm like, you know what? I heard clearly, you just shouldn't have you lowered your standards. And then this is what happened. Like, you shouldn't have taken that. And then she paid $75, but wanted that $500 performance. Like, and it's like, nah, you know. So I ate that one or whatever, you know. Scores went down on that site for a little bit, but, you know, rebounded and kept it going. But that's when I knew. It's like, all right, you got to start filtering this. You got to know what to take and what not to take, you know. And then so now what I'm doing this year, really, 2020, I've upped my rates a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been around the block. I deserve this.
So I got the discount for Michelle Park. Thank you.
You know,
Woo,
y'all family. You know,
sweating.
y'all family at this point. You know. So yeah, man. Like I look at the gig. I look at like location, travel time, you know what I mean? I really try to incorporate like really how much time.
A motherfucking business, people, but yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm running a business. Like,
running a
how
business,
much
exactly.
time is this gonna cost me?
Exactly.
And my time is valuable, and I charge accordingly, and I put it out there. And I really still do it on a case by case. Like if I feel like I shouldn't do it for less than this, I won't. And then sometimes I put it out there, and I'm thinking, hey, there's no way they're going to say yes to that. They not, you know, but I'm going to shoot for it because that's what I feel like I want, to travel that distance and do this, da-da-da. And then sometimes they'll do it. Sometimes they say yes too quick. And it's like, I probably could have got them for another, for a little bit more.
You said, like, I remember reaching out to another comedian who came from Michelle's party. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what's your rate? And, you know, she told me. And I'm like, all right, cool, just come through. And she did way more time than she was supposed to anyway. But it's just like I understand it's a business. Like you was like, oh, I'll come through. No.
Yeah. We got to tell that story because he hit me up for Michelle's birthday. Like, it's you and Michelle. I'm like, all right, we good. I'm gonna just come through. Give me what you can. And I literally waited. Like, he gonna say nah to that. Like, and sure enough, you did. Like, no, this is how you feed your family. I'm not gonna do that. Tell me your rates. So I gave him a price and he paid me. But you do that type of dude. So
well, I mean, that's what I think. What people have to understand, and I think it was putting on a shirt. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when people look at black businesses or black-owned businesses, the word always is called fucking discount or free or whatever situation may be.
The hookup.
Right, but especially from the standpoint, like, this is a gentleman, this is his business. This is his 9 to 5.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to work and then do his nonprofit and all this other business after work. No, this is his job. Yeah. So you got a family to feed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And unfortunately, people don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, like I get called out for a lot of gigs sometimes for DJs, and I'm like, what? Nah, I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Nah. Because, like, people understand, like, people want you to DJ for, like, $5. Like, you family, you good, too. So it's just like, it was like, I'm good.
People don't get it. And what I hate that I've been getting is people tell me they want to bring me out for an hour to do an hour of comedy. People don't realize how much that is.
Yeah, that's...
People don't... I had one dude hit me back. He was an hour. And I hit him with a price. He was like, nah, it's only an hour. Like, why would you charge me that? Do you have an hour of jokes? That's not even like bringing a band out to do like songs.
Exactly.
That's jokes. You want me to hold a crowd's attention for an hour with
especially
me and a
comedy,
microphone.
That's hard to do.
You know what I mean?
Not
and
being
they just
a
think
big...
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? They're not coming to see Kevin Hart. Like, you know what I mean? And you want me to do that, and you telling me it's only an hour. So I hit the dude back like, well, you do an hour of jokes.
There you go.
You do it. If you got it and it's only an hour, you do it. And I said that to him, and he was like, all right, you got that.
Well,
Because when you really, they don't think. Like, that's not easy.
It's not.
Like,
because, like, I remember, like, even 5 minutes.
Because it seems like forever when it's not going well.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, yo.
Even 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I remember I did a birthday party at Poor's before they shut it down. And I had a big guy, Joey, come out. And right after him doing my show, he wound up doing movies with Adam Sandler, touring and shit like that. The dude was fucking funny as shit. Okay. And the fact that, like, you look at him, he actually used to play for N1, the basketball tour and all that stuff. It's fucking phenomenal funny. And I'm just sitting there watching him. He's supposed to do like 15, 20. He wound up doing like 30, 40 minutes.
And you usually do more.
And I'm just sitting there in awe and amazed. You're watching the crowd and how he's able to relate to everyone. It's a lot of fucking work.
It's a lot of work, man. And people don't get it. It's not easy. And then even just jokes. Like, that's people's life story. That's not just jokes. Like, a lot of these dudes been sitting on this material since they started. And, like, all that time to craft that, you want me to bring that to an hour to you and then be able to, weave in and out of crowd work and like keep people's attention. It's not easy. Like,
no, it's not.
A whole hour.
All right, so for those individuals who are watching, who will watch this, and they're thinking of getting into comedy, in your opinion, what would be the difference between someone who is just funny and someone who can actually do comedy?
You gotta. I think the thing about stand-up, you gotta try it. If you think you're funny, you can't intellectualize. You can't like. Jerry Seinfeld said he don't even believe in like comedy classes. Like it's something you can't really teach. I think it's like it's structures and you know that you can teach or whatever. But you gotta try it because it's people tell me all the time. You know, I'm funny. People tell me all the time I'm funny. I'm funny with my friends. That's a different funny. To me personally, that's the art of stand-up. Is getting that funny to work on stage because everything doesn't translate to stage. It's stuff that happens that's hilarious, but it's just not. Sometimes you can't figure out how to get into joke form, or you know what I mean?
Tiffany Haddish, great actress, not good on stage.
I wouldn't say not good on stage. I don't think Tiffany is a. I like Tiff. I think she's funny.
I think she is too, but I don't think she need to.
She's a personality.
Is
what Tiffany is. That's what I think. I don't think I think in that same lane is a Mike Epps. I don't think Mike Epps is a comedian.
No,
per
I think
se.
it's film.
Like a sit down right. I mean, he sells him. He's personality. Like I think when you see Mike Epps, Tiffany Haddish on stage, you're gonna get that same thing when you sit down with them and chill at a barbecue.
Right.
Like that's just they were able to flip their personality and take it and make money. As opposed to like a real stand-up. Like I don't think they sit down and write a whole lot. Like have like jokes per se.
Well,
They're just silly people that
well, that's the thing, and I think that's why her career took off the way it did, how it did. To where you carry an entire movie and now everybody wants you.
Yeah.
Everyone you want to go on tour. And I'm not hating on her for getting the, Groupon, because she always talked about it. They gave her a couple of dollars.
And that's just real.
And the fact that she toured in all these other movies.
Yeah.
But like I said, me personally, I think she's phenomenal. I think she's funny. But me personally, I would rather see her in a movie other than stage. But I think she's a phenomenal storyteller. I think if she can, because I remember one of her greatest jokes to me was how she talked about how her grandmother compared her vagina to a house.
Yeah. Yes.
And I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think if she could get that into her routine, instead of trying to tell a joke, be a storyteller.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's more her.
And I think she would be phenomenal if she could stick more to the storytelling instead of trying to tell jokes.
She brings you in, man. Like when she starts telling stories and stuff like that about her life and all that.
Yeah,
like,
you hook because you hook. If she could get more into that, so. Couple more questions. We're gonna get out of here.
Yep.
How do you write jokes? Like, how does it come to you? Something comes to you, throw out your phone real quick, write it down, and how do you critique it? This is not gonna work, or this is gonna work.
Okay. As far as critiquing it, you never know. You don't know. Like you can say what's gonna work. I've had stuff that I think this is gold. This is it. It's gonna hit. Just wait till I say it the first time, and you get out there and do it. And it falls flat, like crickets. You know what I mean? I had stuff that I'm not crazy about that the audience loves, and then, like, how do you know? With stand-up, it's very easy. It's instant feedback. If they don't laugh, it didn't work. I don't care how funny you thought it was. If they didn't laugh, it didn't work. And then I have had jokes to where it's like, I know there's something funny in this. And I would do it for months and not get a laugh. And just, reworking it and redoing it. And I should say this here. Maybe if I flip this. And then one day, it just works. Like, it just hits. You find the rhythm of it or whatever it is, So I don't think you could ever really say, like, really what works and what doesn't until you got to put it out there. The audience is kind of just the judge.
Well, I mean, you got 10 people in the audience. You got 10 different opinions.
You do. And then and sometimes you chalk it up to it was just this audience. They didn't like it. You know what I mean? And you keep it going, and you have that from show to show. The same joke will hit with one crowd and not the other.
Right.
And sometimes there is stuff that's just not funny. that happens too. And then as far as, like, I guess how I write, most of my stuff is just like life situations. You've heard me. I get a lot.
That is your that is.
It's just my life. It's literally stuff that happened. And then you have people that say like, you know, comedy is truth. Everything's got to be real. You know what I mean? All my jokes are based in truth. I definitely add and tweak
Absolutely.
and, you know, take it higher, make it more animated, and do that. But yeah, everything pretty much comes from like some truth. A lot from my kids, man. Kids will I can take stuff they say word for word and just say it on stage. I don't got to restructure. I don't got to do nothing. My kid said bop, 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 and it's a laugh.
Right.
Like, and then that's it. You know what I mean? This is where we were. It's how it happened. And that works. I hardly ever, and I probably should do more of it, but like just sit down and write, like with a note, pen, and paper. I'll get an idea, write it down, keep it in the phone usually, and then take it on stage, work it out. I like to just record myself, either video or audio, and then I go back and I can listen, and then it's like, you know, just like football plays. Like, all right, I should have did this here. If I say this earlier or take that part out, I could say this shorter to get to the laugh faster.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then take it back out. And then, you know, I improv a lot. A lot of my comic friends get on me because I can get a set.
Destiny's Child.
Yeah, you know, that's
yeah.
you know, I can do a set, and just a good friend of mine, Sharif Johnson, shout out, he won Sway in the Morning competition.
Oh, really?
Like last year, yeah.
I met him.
Yeah, he been around the dope
cool
guy,
dude.
dope dude. So he was running the show down in downtown Jersey City. I just did it. And I went down. He booked me for like 10 minutes. And like I just got up. I did 10 minutes of crowd work, improv. He's like, you ain't telling no jokes. I'm like, nah. But they was dying. Like I just, you know, I can do that. And I started in improv. So I did that. It's kind of like a beef comedians got. Comedians hate improv. And improv hate like stand-up comedy. It's like a beef.
Well,
but
I think always, a lot of times it might be individuals who can't do it.
Maybe that's it.
And
yeah.
There are a lot of people out here that don't like specific comedians for whatever reason. It works for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It works for them.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, then don't do it.
But I personally always loved it. And I think it just makes me stronger, sharper. Like,
well, especially with your background being taught
Yeah.
or just being that natural at it that you keep getting these roles.
Right.
It's you.
Yeah.
It's embedded in who
and
you are.
That's it. True. Like, I can't turn it off. And that's my stronger point as opposed to writing jokes. I'm more of just let me get up. I could, you know, let me pick on something in this room, talk about people. I could, you know, come off the situation, come off the cuff more than like write jokes. I don't think I'm the most like clever, I guess, when it comes to wordplay and all that with jokes and like bringing it back around and you know, having callbacks. Like, that ain't my strength. You know, I can do it, but like that's that side of me. Like, okay, off the cuff. And then like my ultimate, when I think I've had a great set, is when I have my set, I know it, I planned it out, and I know it well enough to where I can improv around it and like never get lost in it. No matter how far I go talking about this person, I can bring it. I know where I'm at, and I come back. That's like my goal. That's what I always set out to do. So,
all right, so I'm talking about, thank you for the education.
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything going on social media right now that caught your eye that's interesting?
I'm not a huge social media person, but right now
he says that, but every time my phone goes off, they post stuff. But I understand from a bit.
But
like,
if you notice, it's always
social,
business.
It's always business.
Yeah, it's always. I'm never just like,
that's
hey,
me. Like,
I'm
I
at
really
brunch.
Like, okay, I'll share something. I'll post it. I support people and stuff like that. Yep. But I'm not just on there like Michelle will be there all freaking
And the same
day.
thing, Bernadette. She loves it. Like I'm just never. I'd rather be just living this moment. Like, let me not post what I mean. Let me just eat it. Like, I don't want to do that. But, though, right now, and it's because of her probably, she's been watching they getting on Shaka Khan.
With really? What's going on with that?
With the, she sung the national anthem at All-Star Weekend.
Right.
And they getting on her. Like, because how it was a little shaky.
See, you know what I think a lot of problems happens when you're superstar status. You start to believe your own hype. Again, we forget it is a craft. It is a muscle. You have to take care of it. And, you know, I don't think she took care of it. If she was sound, because we all know the young lady can actually blow. She can sing.
Yeah.
But the fact that you went out there and laid the fucking egg, then it just really goes to the fact that
she might have been drunk.
She might have.
Then, it might have been a little tipsy.
See, that's the thing for me. Like, if I hired a Shaka Khan, which means I paid you,
they paid for
high fives, high five figures to come out. Here's that water. We got all the tequila and shit you want.
Yeah,
the moment you
after.
say brave, nigga, like
Yeah,
you say that.
Listen.
We got the bar ready for you. You can go in, but prior to that, that shit ain't happening.
Don't do it right now. Don't do it right now.
It's not happening.
So yeah, I think they gotta, and then definitely, I could relate to that, man. I've done that. I had to really step back. Speaking of, like we were just talking about, improv was my strength, but when I was getting brought out for these it's like a private event, like personal gigs. You bringing me out, I'm with your friends and family. You know what I mean? I gotta really had to learn. I really need to. It's just a different arena than a comedy club,
right?
Because and then I had a manager at the time who really had to point that out to me because I went out and upset somebody at one gig, but I'm like everybody was laughing. Comedian. That's all that matters. Everybody laughed though. I don't understand why she mad.
Right.
And he said something that stuck with me. He was like, she basically paid you to insult her.
Wow.
And I was like, oh,
yeah.
My mind, I'm thinking I'm getting paid to go make people laugh.
Right.
That's it. But when you go into these private arenas, it's a private event. This is their own scope. They brought you in specifically for them and the people they invited. So I had to make that shift and really start to, like you said, prep for these things and really, okay, I got to do some legwork. I can't just go in here.
I just said we talking about. I remember I was doing an event and I paid a DJ. It's an 80s party.
Mm-hmm.
And this man playing everything but the 80s, and it got so bad that I literally had to just take over.
Yeah.
It's a theme party for a reason.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If I wanted to hear, I don't mind if you creep into the 90s a little bit. But you playing shit.
I brought you to
that current 2000s, it don't fit.
Same situation. You gotta fit in that mold when you step into those spaces.
Right.
And that, which is another reason, like I was speaking earlier, I decided to try to transition out of that so I could start really developing, my comedic voice, who I really am and what I really want to do. So I was stepping away to kind of do the whole family show thing. So.
All right, so when all's said and done, you become super famous, and they want to do a movie about you.
Oh, man.
So if you had to pick actors and actresses, your wives and kids or whatever, who's going to play the Bonds family?
What? I don't know. Oh, my God. That's crazy.
They could be, walking around now or someone who's passed away. Who would you think that would capture your family?
I don't know. Oh, man. I don't know. Thing is, everybody that would play us is either probably as old as us or older than us.
Problem.
So that'd be all right.
Who you think be great?
No, I think my wife would want Tori Norton. How you say it? Tori Norton? The 3LW Power Girl.
Oh, Power Girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
To maybe
little
play
sassy.
Her.
Okay.
She likes her to play her, but then she's a singer, so I don't know if the singer.
Well, I mean, hey, your wife can sing. So
yeah, she did sing.
To actually have an actress that can flow.
Sing. Yeah, she did sing. So
right.
Yeah. So maybe her to play me. I think I would want. I would do a search for me. I would audition. I would give somebody a shot. I would think I would want a no name. Somebody who would come in and is good and just kill it, and I could put them on, give somebody a shot to play me, and then the kids to play them. I don't know.
I mean, that's wide range. They're still young.
Probably the same. Yeah, they little, they young, they might play themselves. I was like, listen,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I think.
All right. All right. So we got one more question, and we're gonna get out of here. What's the greatest advice someone ever gave you, and the greatest advice you were able to give someone else?
Greatest advice somebody ever gave me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Something that stuck to you. You probably quote it to this day because it stuck with you so long. Because me, one of mine I always say, because it fits you. You only fail when you stop trying to succeed.
Yeah.
So that stuff stuck to.
That's true. That's probably one. Or you only fail if you're not trying, that type of thing. As far as comedy, I had a guy tell me, Rip Michaels. He's on Wildin' Out. Yeah, with Nick Cannon. I went out to just see him at a show. I wasn't even doing comedy. Just went to see him in the audience, sit in the audience. He was at Gotham Comedy Club. And he was opening for somebody, he did much better than the person he was opening for. I was like,
great,
this guy killed it. Like, he was funny. You know what I mean? Everybody's going after who he was with because they was the star, they was known. I'm a student of this. So I'm like, that dude was funny. Talk to him. Like, forget him. Let me talk to him. So nicest dude. Went up, talked to him, whatever, da-da-da. Told him I was a comedian. He's like, oh, really? He's like, take my number. Gave me his real phone number. I'm like, really? Like, yo. And he told me, like, I run some shows. Just hit me up, you know, and let me know, whatever. I'm like, dang. I'm, like, amazed, whatever. And so hit him up. He put me on a show. He let me open up for him. And I started. It was a slow start, you know, and then I got the crowd towards, like, the end of my set. And then he just came up to me. He told me, like, you know, you got good stuff. You just got to say hello first. Just introduce yourself to him. You know, you got to ease in. Don't just, you know. And that, like, stuck with me.
Right.
And you know, you see me, like, I talk to people. I'm like, it's real conversational with me. Like, say hello first. So that stuck with me. And
right, like a job or whatever. Door.
You don't just bust in.
Was it the young who was I forgot who she was. She worked in the medical field and you went in. You know what I mean? No, it was a good thing.
Yeah. Like,
you know, and like you said, it's something you could work into your set.
Right. And so I usually to this day I start like that, like just getting to know the temperature of the audience and, you know, feeling what they at and kind of working in to material. So that stuck with me.
Right. So what a quote that you can tell someone, something that from life, from business, from family, something you could tell them that you would think they would want to follow?
It's a guy named Billy Allsbrooks. He's a pastor and like a motivational speaker. He said, if you set yourself on fire, the world will come and watch you burn. Damn. And that's like that, I was like, oh, that's it right there. And that kind of keeps me going. And it's just like, you know, for everybody, like, find what sets you on fire. Like, find your thing. And, you know, and set yourself on fire for it, and the world will come and watch you burn.
Ain't true, but pull out their phones quick.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody calling out, he been shot 12 times. Let me get a couple more footage before you win.
Yeah, man.
All right, so please let everybody know where they can find you if they have an event coming and need a host.
Yes.
All social media outlets.
Yep. So y'all find me at Eugene T. Barnes. That's my name straight through everywhere. Facebook, Instagram,
and
Twitter.
don't do like I did, forget the T. You know?
Yeah, yes. The T is important. I be feeling like a diva reminding people about the T. But if you just Google Eugene Barnes, you're gonna find like 50 middle-aged white accountants. The T, like, really, if you Google T, you're gonna find me. So that's the T matters. So follow that everywhere. You can follow my wife at Sing Bernadette on all platforms. Follow us at Late Night with the Barneses. That's the whole family show.
Yeah, let them know about your podcast, the monthly events, everything you have.
Thank you, True. So we do a monthly show. We had one out in Brooklyn. That's on hold until April, but we do one out in Union, New Jersey at OT's Lounge.
Fire little spot.
Yeah,
man.
fire little spot.
I gotta taste their food. I don't know. The food.
It's good.
Good.
Yeah. So live event. We doing live events, comedy, music, show. We do a podcast. We do that every other Thursday. I don't know exactly what Thursdays, but it's not next Thursday, but the next one. We just dropped one this past Thursday.
So it's the following.
Yeah. So following. So every other Thursday we do that. Where we talk about our relationship, our hustle, business, everything, politics, social media, current events. Talk about all that from artist perspective, Black love, whole thing. That's beautiful.
And OT, you said once a month, but when during the month?
We do that every.
Is it third
Sunday?
Every third Sunday.
Every third Sunday. Yeah. So we there. It's a brunch.
What
show.
time?
2:00. So every third Sunday, 2:00.
So if there are people who want to perform, whatever, just hit y'all up.
Yep, Instagram is the best way to get us at Late Night with the Barneses. We do that. Y'all look out for that. We're coming out with merch and all of that for that brand, Late Night with the Barneses. And then we have our nonprofit that we spoke about briefly called Woke Empowerment. You can follow that everywhere at Woke Empowerment. What we do with that is explore social justice through the arts. So we throw different like social justice themed events. We've done stuff like anti-gun violence, immigration, women's rights, and we have artists come out of all types that have a connection to whatever our topic is. They perform. After they perform, we open it up to Q&A for them in the audience. So we've been doing that all over. We're partnering right now with the Jersey City Housing Authority to put on some stuff at
Nice.
their housing events, at their housing sites. So yeah, so y'all check that out. And then right now we're in a up for the FedEx business grant.
Yes.
Yes. So up for a
I've
grand
been
prize
going on.
of $50,000. Y'all can vote once a day. Go to our Instagram, any of our Instagram pages. That's going to be the link in all of our bios right now. Click that. You can vote once a day, every day until March 8th. It's a grand prize of $50,000. Then there's a $30,000 prize, and they give out like $10,000, $15,000 prizes. So
Nice.
we can get some money. So y'all go vote for that.
All right,
Any of
man.
those pages I mentioned, go do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. I
Thank
was
you,
looking
Truth.
forward to this.
Yes.
It's been a great event. Y'all enjoy yourselves. We got a full day, so if you don't have anything to do today, don't go anywhere. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. we have Butterfly Blackout, and from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. we have Grown Talk with Goddess. So we'll be here all day. Make sure you don't go nowhere, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
This goes out to you, you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you and you. This goes out to you. This goes out to. Hello world. Yeah, I've been there before. On the edge of the ledge. Eyes focused on floor. I've grown a lot since then. Lost love and found more. Trying to be a better me. Quit smoking Newports. Lost jobs. Had to scramble and find look, pay rent. Chick that I fucked last week. Called and said she pregnant. I'm not ready for kids. I felt less of a man. But you died, I can't lie. I felt nothing inside. Relationships have been shit. I'm quick to cut ties to the point that I'm numb. I don't even say bye. Don't even look in my eyes. You be wasting your time. I won't let you see shit. Hard to let you
If it
inside.
wasn't for five, I'd be a piece of shit. Or maybe worse, laid in the dirt. For what it's worth, I see now still so much to be proud of. On the real, I was just trapped in my thoughts.
The sky is the limit, always heard that. Found myself when I learned that.
I see now still so much to be proud of. On the real, I was just trapped to
There's
feel
a
lost.
war going on outside, no man is safe from. I'm just trying to cook some art without an apron. And if you hear me, just know that I'm endearing. Fucked over so many times in my life and been forsaken. Humble since I was younger, when it can feed my hunger. Blessed to still be healthy, got cancer in family history. Kitty, I fucking miss you, that accident still hits me. Mama, you in my dreams, damn it, I know you with me. The angels took you from me, hated them, I was greedy. Needed when I was nothing, realized that I was sleeping. I never doubt myself, never give myself a reason. Everybody has a purpose, let it live while you keep breathing. And that's the truth that I keep speaking. Don't eat these words as if I'm preaching. This is my. And that's the truth that I keep speaking. Don't eat these words as if I'm preaching.